Hello and welcome to Hope to Recap, where we fill you in on our latest episode of our current D&D campaign, Ravenwood. Today we talk about episode 6, Faces vs. Heels. As the group finishes up the Royal Rumble, a gentleman approaches the faces of the group, which are Ania, Pearl, and Filippo. He extends them an invitation to be their agent and gives them time to think about it. His name is El Gigante, or the Giant, an agent always looking for new talent to manage. On his way out, he extends the invitation to Roland as well, despite being a heel. The group approaches Demon and asks him about El Gigante. Demon tells him to never make a deal with him, since he's known to only use new and upcoming wrestlers as bait to make his stronger wrestlers appear better out in the ring. The heels of the group, Roland, Alva, and Shen, go to a nearby pub named La Bota, or The Boot. There they discover a wrestler by the name of El Muerto, dining and drinking a very expensive alcohol called sangre, or blood. Roland asks the bartender for more information about El Muerto, and after that he offers to buy El Muerto a drink and asks the bartender to take it to him.
They call him El Muerto, the dead man. He hails from the town of Calaveria. He is their champion. He says he's not a man to be reckoned with. He has a very high track record, as well as he's very, very ruthless in the ring. Outside of the ring, him not so much. His posse and his guard, yes. They will very quickly throw you out if you are in any way or shape or form direct or disrespectful.
The bartender takes the drinks to El Muerto, and shortly after, one of his bodyguards comes to Roland and asks him to join him. El Muerto, impressed by Roland's victory, offers him a chance to join his crew back at his hometown of Calveria. Roland agrees on a condition he allows his friends to travel with him. After a few minutes of talking, El Muerto dismisses Roland, and he tells both Alva and Shen what just happened.
Mid-eating, every now and then between bites and stuff, he looks up, and as you look at him, straight in the eyes, now you see he's got these very intense yellow eyes that almost like fade off to red at the end. And he's like, You're new around here, aren't you?
Yeah.
I like your style in the ring. Reminds me of a younger me. What do you say you come down to Calveria, assuming you don't win tomorrow's match and have a good one-on-one with me and my crew. He slides a little map towards directions of how to get to his town. And with that, even if you're not even done eating or anything, your food and everything's picked away from you. And your chair is like pulled away, so you're obviously not wanted anymore.
Okay.
At the same time this is happening, Ania, Pearl, and Filippo are enjoying their night in the middle of town when Ania gets approached by almost half of the town itself, asking her if she's really related to El Santo. Not being able to control the crowd herself, Filippo and Pearl stand in to help. This only convinces the crowd even more that Ania is related to El Santo one way or another. Ania builds up the courage to confess to the crowd the truth.
I'm in no way trying to cause a confusion or trying to copy him whatsoever. I'm not related to him, and I can't compare myself ever to him. However, I will be a light in this ring, and I will prove this color that I'm wearing with strength and perseverance that I will try my best to follow his steps. See me in tomorrow's fight if you think I'm wrong, or if you think I'm right.
Okay. At first, it's almost like a shocked and still reaction. Like no one's really reacting, and eventually a slow clap erupts through the rest of the crowd, and everyone starts like cheering for you and stuff. And they start cheering for you and stuff.
I hope the sign that says applause.
After all this, the group decides to finally settle down and rest. The faces sleeping at Ra's house, and a heel sleeping somewhere in the desert. Come morning, the group rushes back to the Lucha School for their first qualifying match for the upcoming tournament. The group that wins this match gets a chance at the championship belt, so the pressure is on. It's heels against the faces. Before the match, Alva does approach his teammates and apologizes ahead of time for his actions if they're irrational or harsh. He explains that as a heel, he has an appearance to uphold, but still feels bad about doing his teammates wrong. With that, the match finally starts.
It's so hard to be a bad guy. Today, I almost spilled some coffee, dude. And then Roland threw a napkin at this old man getting his coffee. Dude, it's so...
Why?
I just feel so. We have to keep up the personalities, man. I'm like, listen, anything that I do, anything that I say to you, to Pearl, to Ania, you have to understand, it's just part of the act, okay? I don't mean it.
Alright, I get that. We're moving up to get Sterling. That's the goal.
Okay.
The match has a few interesting twists and turns, but as the match goes on, the heels' numbers begin to dwindle. Roland, being the first to be eliminated, comes back to the ring with a sledgehammer and delivers a devastating blow to Pearl as Alva distracted the referee. This made Roland worthy in the eyes of El Muerto as he spectated from the sidelines.
No, because you're like hugged straight into shit.
Let's
You
take
know what
my
I'm saying?
sledgehammer and go
but
now
Ooh!
Can he
and
reach?
try to break the hold.
Yeah.
He's gonna break.
You're gonna just
Break the
sledgehammer
hold. Yeah.
onto her.
Yeah.
Roll the hit with the
Wait,
advantage.
do I see this happening?
You see it happening, but you
can let go of Shen.
Wouldn't I let go?
It's
if
up to you.
saw
I mean,
it?
it's his turn. You know.
Nice. 25.
Oh, let's get it! Let's get it! Let's get it!
With the end in sight, it boiled down to Alva vs Filippo and Ania. Alva, realizing he's outnumbered, performs his signature on Filippo. Right before he lands his final hit, Alva turns to look at Ania almost as if he was trying to tell her something with a stare. Alva lands his hit on Filippo, knocking him out cold. But with the nasty repercussions of his signature, Alva is left unable to move and ultimately hands the victory to Ania. The match is won by Ania and the crowd cheers for her, having upheld her promise from the night before, but Ania doesn't feel like she won at all.
37. So he does a solid force pump straight to the chest, and you go flying into this corner, and you actually bend the post back.
Right.
Easy on the shell. Yeah, my golden shell.
And you're unconscious.
But right before I fall, I just look at, I look at the Dragon of God, and through my mask, you know that I'm winking at you. I just collapse.
It's your turn right now to finish. What do you want to do?
I want it to win it my way, not his way. I'm gonna...
After the match, Alva suggests they all go back to Ra's house and enjoy a night in together. Ania pulls Alva aside and asks him why he let her win. Alva tries to ignore the question, but Ania sees through his lies. Alva tells Ania he knew how much this match meant to her and did what he thought was right, being outnumbered already. It was either get a knockout to add to his record or walk out of the match with nothing. This angers Ania still and asks Alva for an honest match next time.
I knew how stressful it may have been to have this load on your shoulders of trying to live up to this person that we don't even know.
I go up to him like,
And then,
I don't want to be given anything.
and I mean, if you look at the logistics of the match, though, I couldn't do anything else.
You could have kept fighting. I know you could have.
Filippo looked like he could go on for hours.
Yeah, but you usually
And
go
that
out
was-
fighting. You go out fighting. That's how you are.
I did go out fighting. I think I did what I thought was right for me, and it was a win-win for your team, yourself, with your reputation now, and we need strong people up there and the
That's
championship.
not how I want to do it. I don't want to win with you on the ground, not being able to do anything.
Later that night, Alva agrees with Ania and lets Filippo perform his finisher just because he wanted to know how it felt.
I turned to Anya and I'm like, you're right. Next time, I won't do that. I'll go full out.
What's that I'm talking about?
You have my word. All right, Filippo, go ahead and do it.
Do you know this whole?
Oh man, I can't move, dog.
As soon as that happens, a large explosion comes out. And in your mind, almost in slow motion, as the finger comes down, you see the yellow cloud emerge from you, and from there nine yellow clones of Filippo come out. Two of them use their legs and kind of like sweep both your legs, so you go from this to like this.
Hello, guys.
And as you can't speak, this is all happening faster than you can react. So
you can't
you can't speak, you can't do anything. It's all happening in slow motion. All of them reel back and just. And you just knock out, dude. And Alva is just left in that same position with his eyes rolled to the back of his head. You can't see that because of his mask. But.
And that's it. That's everything that happened in episode 6 of our Ravenwood campaign. Come join the group as they continue the quest for their teacher as they travel to nearby cities to compete for a chance at the championship belt. Remember, we are live every single Wednesday at 5 p.m. CST on twitch.tv/HopeToDice. We hope to see you there. You have a wonderful rest of your day. Thank you very much.